Whew, hey y'all. I just come to talk about this. How your gift will intimidate people, but it will also make room for you. I made a video, I reposted a video of somebody talking about it. And I was like, yo, this is exactly what has been going on with me. I, all my life, I've always had to deal with dimming my light so other people can shine because they were intimidated by my gift. And I never had nobody to help me to understand what my gift was and why was people intimidated by it. Why people didn't like me because of me being myself. Like I was always able to be myself, even from a little kid. I remember one of my aunts used to tell me, "Oh, you think you all that because you got this and the other." I had just started working at a and temp service agency, and the job they gave me or whatever, it was my first day at the job. And I was driving my car and I said I was going to go and look at new cars. I work near the car lot. And I was going to look at new cars. And all of a sudden, we call it the jalopy. It was a Buick. I think a Buick LeSabre. And that was our boat. That sucker used to run. That was a good car. It lasted through multiple people in the family and whatever. And so I was driving the jalopy and I said, I'm going to go and look at new cars. And so that's what I did. I went and looked at new cars. And when I turned onto the street for the car lot I was going to go to, my power steering had went out, completely went out. Now it was going out, but it had completely went out, and I was able to park the car right there on the side of the street. So I said, I'm not going to let this bother me because I'm not a type of person that allows things to bother me. That's one thing people hate about me. Oh, not hate, but people wish they could do that. Like, I don't allow things to really bother me. It takes a lot for things to bother me. So, as I pulled up to the car lot and whatever, and I'm, looking at cars and stuff like that. My credit was low, everything like that. I didn't have any money because I just started the job, my first day at the job at the temp service. And so I go inside and the people was like, oh, well, we can't do anything for you. And so this one man, he came up to me, he became my friend and whatever. And he came up to me, he was like, oh, you looking for a car? And I said, already told me they can't help me or whatever. So I'm just over here looking at the cars, not looking for a car. He said, I can get you a car today. I said, look, I don't have any money to put down on no car today. I don't have anything. I just started a job at the temp service. And he said, what does a temp service do for you? And I said, they find you jobs. And he was like, oh, so if they found you this job, they gonna find you another one. So you'll have the money to put towards the car. And I'm like, but I don't have it today, and I know you need a down payment today. He's like, okay, let's go in here and whatever. I said, also, I am in school, and I do get a school check and whatever, whatnot. But I don't get a school check for another 3 months. And so he was like, okay, well, that's fine too. You could use that as your income as well. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And I didn't tell them other people that. And he was like, okay, come in. So we went in there and whatever. He did the numbers and whatever, whatnot. He got me a 2007 Ford Fusion with, I think it had like between 40 and 60,000 miles on there. Perfect. Really nice white. I named her Blessing. I was able to walk out of that place with that car with no money down, and my payments were only $240. No, was it $240? My payments was not even $200 yet. They were $193. Yeah, $193 for my car. And so I was like, oh, I will be able to make these payments, even working at the temp service. I didn't have to put no money down, but they said, can you bring in a deposit? and they knocked my deposit down from 1,500 to 1,000, and I was like, oh, look at God, this has to be a God thing, right? So I'm like, yo, this is nothing but God, because I was just coming to look at the cars, not to get a car, and I was able to drive off the lot with the car. And guess what the jalopy did? The jalopy started working. The power steering started working. So I know that was nothing but God, right? Me, I'm always saying God did it. This is a God thing. This is a God thing. And everybody like, no, you always saying what God doing and all this. Yes, because God is doing it. Like, people made it to where I was starting to be like, I'm not going to tell them that God did this, because like, people didn't want to hear it no more. Like, they tired of hearing, like, I've been asking God for the car all this time and God do it for you. Like, the way it happened, people was mad, like really mad. So I went, I was living with my grandma at that time, and I had went back to my grandma to show my grandma the car or whatever, and show my cousin who was living there, whatever. And my aunt was there, and she was just like, how'd you get that car and whatever. And so then I even started telling, because at that time I was young and whatever. And so the man that actually got me the car, that helped me get the car or whatever, he, the salesman, we became friends or whatever. So I was doing this for him. I should tell this, but I am, because I don't mind telling my story. This is a part of my story, and this is what some people love about me, because I always come back on the story. So the thing was, I would wash this man's clothes. We never did nothing sexual or anything like that, but I would wash his clothes, and I would hang his clothes up. Boy, I was doing this for this man, and he wasn't doing what was he doing for me? He was paying me. That's what he was doing. He was paying me to do this stuff. Like, I'm like, what was he doing for me? He was actually paying me. He was paying me $60 a week to come and wash his clothes. He was staying at this little hotel thing near the car lot and whatever. And so I'm like, okay, I will come get his clothes, wash his clothes, and then hang them up in his room while he's at work and whatever. So we never got to like see each other unless and I would come over to the job and he would want to eat lunch. Me being the person that I am, I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't think the man liked me. I just thought that, like, that was just me when I was young. So, like, I never thought nothing of it. And so, like, I would do that. I did that for a whole year straight. And then I started to think, like, oh, it doesn't look right that I'm doing this for this man. It's like, it's starting to think like, yo, people probably think like I'm doing something with this man. But he's never at the hotel when I go get the clothes or drop the clothes off. He's never there. And if he wanted something to eat, I would, because he didn't drive, I would drop him stuff off to eat. And it's like, are y'all together? No, we was never together or whatever. So, but that's beside the point. That's the story time on that part. But yeah, my aunt, she was really upset that I got a car. And I said, God did this. This is a God thing. God did it. The way that it happened, God did it. And she was upset. She was like, oh, you sleeping with that man and da 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 da. And I'm like, how old was I? I was 19, 20. And I'm like, I've never slept with this man. I think the man was attractive. And so, yeah, long story short, it just dawned on me what that man was doing, because he knew my story. It never dawned on me until now. So, like, I've just been duped to do it. Because, yeah, like, all this time, I'm just now figuring out that this man was really helping me to pay my rent. I mean, not pay my rent, but pay my car payment. Because I would get my money for my work check, and I didn't have to do nothing but use the money, save the money for from him, and give that to my car payment. Y'all, I did not put that together until just now. I'm like, wow, why would he do that? Like, he was helping me, like, and I was helping him still, but it was like, yeah, he paid me $60 to wash his clothes. And real simple. So yeah, like, your gift, like the things that God give you, your gift will make room for you. Boom. Your light that shines will make room for you. And some people will not like that either. People always try to dim your light because you are a light. And you can't allow people to just dictate how you live your life as a light. Like, if God gave you a light to shine, you have to shine. And there's no ifs, ands, or but about it, because that's what he gave you. So regardless of the fact of if you feel like, oh, this ain't gonna happen for me, just like me trying to dim my light so people can shine, and I always push people to the front so that they can shine, and I'm still behind them and I'm still shining. That right there told me like, hey, no matter where you stand, you are still going to shine light bright. And nobody can take that from you. So that's what I'm saying. When you have people that are intimidated about your gift and hate you for your gifts, they can have more than you. They can have everything you ever wished for and still hate you. So don't go hide your light because you got haters. Keep shining. I wish somebody would have been there to help me walk this through, because I'm like, yo, why don't people like me? Like me to a point to where they could get me to give to them, or what they thought that was going to help them be better than me. And I didn't mind doing stuff like that to help people out, but it never worked. It never worked. Like, I could be like, people be like, oh, you look cute and whatever. Like, if I put on the outfit, I know I love to mismatch. I've always loved to mismatch and whatever. And so I would put on the outfit and people be like, oh, that's ugly and whatever. And then I would wear it out. And when I wear it out, I get so many compliments. And the people that was close to me would say, oh yeah, I was thinking about wearing that too. What? Are you serious? So you have to keep shining no matter what. There will be people that try to dog you out for your gift just so they can look better or be better than you. But your gift will always make room for you. Your gift will intimidate so many people that ain't supposed to be around you. And when they start talking like that, that's when you have to move around. You can't keep yourself around people like that, because that will start to dim your light. Because you are always around some negativity and people that don't care too much about you. Y'all, I'm sitting outside and I'm doing. But I need to get out of here. At the end of the day, y'all, keep shining. Keep going. Don't let no one try to dim your light, because your gift is going to make room for you. It can make room for somebody else, but it's definitely going to make room for you. And you have to make sure that you don't let nobody try to dim your light, try to make you come down to their level, because it will not work. God is always going to put you in front, even if you're in the back. So don't stop. Keep going. And this is for me. Like, I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to y'all. And that's just one story. I have multiple stories that I want to tell y'all, and I'm going to tell y'all. So